So, one very interesting thing that I've noticed recently is the prominence of Charlie Kirk in American politics. And this is something that I specifically want to talk about, not because Charlie Kirk is worth talking about. He's not, obviously. But because Charlie Kirk was like famously for many years one of the like perennial laughing stocks, like punching bags of the online left. Like this marginal fringe weirdo who was being pushed by people with a lot of money as like a voice of the right wing. And he was laughed at, shit on. And then now he's like a mainstream American right wing guy. He's actually like a big player, a big influence. Did I just like headbutt my man? I might be getting Tourette's. But he's actually like a big player and a real influence among the American right wing. Yeah, he was like TP USA, Turning Point USA. That's the worst acronym ever. Toilet Paper USA. Like he was just a meme. He was a meme for so many years. Like he was one of like the big guys. I really want to use the term Holy Trinity here, but there's more than just three of them. It would be really funny though. Like there was like Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, Dennis Prager, Charlie Kirk. Like if you wanted to get a start on leftist YouTube, you made videos laughing at those guys. It was easy, it was simple, it got you views. And now he's like a serious big time player in American politics. And the reason why Stephen Crowder as well. The reason why I'm bringing him up is because I think his surge in spite of this shows that online politics does not fucking matter at all. This guy was nothing but a laughing stock. He got way more attention from people who hated him than he ever did people who liked him. But he still got pushed to prominence anyway. Because ultimately, we don't matter. We don't decide anything. You know, this guy was literally nothing but a fucking punching bag for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people laughing at him for like a decade or so. And now he's like legitimately probably going to become like a fucking politician or something in the near future. I wouldn't be surprised. Because ultimately, we don't matter as much as we think we do. We don't have any real influence. The shit that we talk about, it might entertain us. It might entertain, some people around us. It might inform us better. We might learn a bit, as individuals. But Charlie Kirk, like being mocked and laughed at and turned into memes for 10 years, did not impede him from becoming an actual real mainstream like right-wing personality with potential real life political ambitions. And I was just thinking about that because I noticed him and I looked into him and I was like, oh my God, he's actually like a real guy now. He's actually like a real fucking guy now. He's not like the guy who would just go to campuses and like smile very weirdly and have his face edited to be really small and like debate like random teenagers and totally own them in like 2-second long chopped up clips. Now he's like a real right-wing political guy. And I think that's just a great example of how like BreadTube never mattered in spite of the fact that so many people managed to convince him that it was super important. It just never mattered. I actually think Hassan is sort of the inverse of that. Not that these people are the same. Obviously Hassan has not been pushed by like big right-wing billionaire money the whole time. Without that, Charlie Kirk never would have gotten off the ground. But Hassan is hated by the inverse of like the BreadTube sphere, by like the Destiny types, the right-wingers in this sphere, the Asmongols. And yet, he still gains mainstream prominence, he still gets profiles in the mainstream media, he still gets invited onto podcasts. Ultimately, the shit they talk about him doesn't change anything because we vastly overestimate our own importance, the importance of the spaces that we're in, the influence that we have. We don't have any. We don't matter, basically. We can talk about how bad Charlie Kirk is, how much of a joke he is, and they can talk about how evil Hassan Piker is and turn him into their public enemy number one. But ultimately, both sides here are just sort of farting into the wind. Because what's going to happen is going to happen regardless of that. We simply do not have the level of influence that many have thought that we have had. I've been saying this sort of thing for a long time, but I think the Charlie Kirk example especially, but also to a lesser extent, the Hassan Piker example, sort of shows. And like, just look at how much Ethan Klein has been campaigning to ruin Hassan Piker to absolutely zero effect for another example of that. Basically, what I'm saying here is that what we're engaging in is like potentially useful discussions that you could maybe learn something from, but you really shouldn't imagine them as having an effect on broader real-life politics, because they do not. There are things that do, like, a donation drive for Gaza, obviously that has effect on real-world stuff. But I'm talking about, like, these arguments, these like smear campaigns, like, you know, they don't change anything. They don't get anywhere. They don't get us anywhere. And Charlie Kirk is just such a great fucking example of that, because that guy was absolutely no one. He was nothing but a laughing stock until suddenly he wasn't. Because ultimately what matters isn't like him having a bad reputation among people who watch politics videos on YouTube. It's about like the fact that he had big money backing him the whole time, and they didn't give a fuck if he got made fun of on YouTube. They pushed him to the forefront anyway. And normal people don't give a fuck about what Destiny or Ethan Klein or any of these other people say about Hassan Piker. So we should stop overestimating the effect that we have on stuff and really just embrace what this space is, which is, you know, potentially educational, politics-themed entertainment. That's all it is. It's not nearly as important as I think many people have imagined it to be. And I've been saying this for many years at this point. And I think it's very sad that people like ContraPoints got off the ground initially and gained a big audience by making this out to be something way bigger than it actually was, when it never was.